naturally doing that with your hands, how your feet move. It gotta be the same way when you kick. I kick, like you gotta be the same move. You moving your hands and you go anywhere you move it. Go anywhere you move it. It gotta be the same thing when you kick. Don't hop. Keep working.
Welcome to the Modest Sports Show. On me at Modest Sports Takes. I'm Kory. And today, man, we got one of Birmingham's very own, Kordell Jackson. Welcome to the show, bro.
I'm putting in work.
Appreciate you having me, man.
And we appreciate you for coming on. So when I pulled up, you was getting your coaching on. So is that with you being home right now? We know you got some intentions of you actually just got signed by a CFL team, the Edmonton Elks. And so with that being said, prior to you, leaving and getting there, is that something that you're filling your time with a lot?
I know I want to be around football for as long as I can.
Yeah.
And I know my playing days will come to an end at some point. Right. So I always wanted to coach.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to coach with Shays Valley about a year or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the kids. That was one of the first kids that I ever had. So his dad had hit me up. He was like, "I seen the improvement that you been with him with from the beginning." So because that's his first year playing was with me. Well, his second year playing was with me, and he's seen a great improvement from them 1 to 2 years. That he just stuck with me. So he at Miles now.
Okay.
And I'm still just trying to help him get along, get him where he wants to be.
Yeah. So he ain't been at Miles too long.
No, he just got there. Yeah.
All right. And so and that's something that we'll get into actually. That's like part of something I want to get into with you. But just for starters, man, when I was doing my research on you, bro, I was like, dog, when I see all your awards and honors, I was like, if I named them all, I'd be talking 15 minutes just on that. And so with that being said, bro, I mean, bro, that's great. Like, that's good stuff. You know what I'm saying? The things that you were able to accomplish being there. Now, coming out of high school, I have very little knowledge, I think, of your primitive years. I know you went to Ramsey, and I know that Coach O was a part of kind of establishing what that was.
Definitely.
Coach O is somebody who's been referenced a lot on this show. I've, had Eric on the show, KJ, some other dude, Kobe. Speak to those primitive years at Ramsey High School and how that helped mold and develop you as an athlete.
Whew. Okay, so before Ramsey, of course, I've been an underdog. Yeah. I always been undersized.
Yeah.
But at Ramsey, it was like, that's when I really bought into that role and really I really didn't care about being it. Like, I wasn't mad about it anymore. It was just, it became this is normal for me.
Right.
So, and Coach Otis really is that person who was like, what do you expect? Like, look at you. Like, look in the mirror. I know you may see 6 foot, but at some point you gonna have to look in the mirror and be like, all them things they saying is true.
Mm-hmm.
But am I gonna let that stop me? Mm-hmm. And that's what Ramsey kind of did for me. It's like, you all these things that they say, but it still don't never measure my heart. You got me? All they see is the outside appearance.
Right.
And so at Ramsey, man, it just really, with Coach O and just the people, the coaching staff, Nelson, Flip, Bush, like all the people that was around that coaching staff too, was just, that's who really impacted me. Because it wasn't just one person. It was all of them.
Right.
So that's the difference. Coach Dilmar, it was just, everybody believed in it. Like, they saw the outside. Of course, everybody sees outside. It's hard not to see. Mm-hmm. You got me? But once they figured out, like, okay, he really got something to him. It ain't just the outside that I see. Like, it's something different about him.
Yeah, right.
And everybody just bought into it. And Otis really helped everybody, even me, see it. So.
Right. Man, and that's funny that you say that because that was something that it's like a couple of points just this early in the episode, you done already hit on stuff that I was going to get to. And one of which being that you was an underdog. I remember my first day, like, seeing you. Of course, I think if you, like, be in and throughout MDF, some names get recycled, some dudes. And so yours was being one of those names. And so we was at Eastlake. And at the time, I was dealing with my ankle or whatever, so I was kind of limited. Mm-hmm. Coach O don't care. But
no,
you know what I'm saying? But I remembered, before the session was getting started, you was rolling up like on the side, you know, you say you got the fences.
Mm-hmm.
You were walking up the side, had your do-rag on and the cleats, I think no shirt. I'm like, at the time, like, who is this cat? You know what I'm saying? Where you coming from? And but then when you know, walked in the fence and Coach O greeted you and he said, Kordell, you know he gonna say what he say. And so I was like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Finally put a face with a name. But then we got the training and yeah, bro, like we was working on some type of pursuit drill. And
with
bro,
the quarterback.
yeah. And when I seen your motor, bro, like for you to be that size, and when I seen the way you was, you know, getting to it, bro, I was like, it impressed me. Cause I honestly, bro, like Coach O, you know, your size don't really demand a lot of attention, but the way that you play does, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. And so that was just my first impression of you, bro. But and then, you know, like in doing my research and more research, I'm like, okay, this dude, you making plays in big games, big moments against the Ole Misses and, you know, the Power 5 teams. Coming out of high school, though, you didn't really have a lot of offers.
No, I had, I believe, 2 Division I offers, and that was North Alabama, who just became Division I that year. Right. So they would be suspended from being championship eligible, and I like to win. So. But Austin Peay was my first offer anyway. Yeah. So, and that coaching staff there, man, that was one of the best. You know, that's the reason I chose Austin Peay. Right. But yeah, them was the only 2 Division I offers I came in. I had 10 interceptions my senior year, so I thought that, you know, if you had the stats, of course, that you would get recruited. But it was the fact that, like Otis said, he was just like, if you want to receive a scholarship, I received my scholarship the day before the championship game, like the day before, and they said, we're coming to the game, and you're going against the number 1 guy, and we want to see how you play. So it was a lot of pressure, but it was just the fact that the more you win, people want winners. So that's the only reason I really got my scholarships, because we kept winning, and we was the only teams playing. So people wanted to watch football. So it was like, okay, they still playing. They got somebody worthy. Let me go watch. And that's just how it was.
Right. Yeah. Man, and so Austin Peay, right? I feel like it sounds like there was like a sense of loyalty to him because they was your first offer. You decided to go to Austin Peay. What was it? I can't really say what was it that stood out, but like what was your interest in Austin Peay? Like, why is it like, okay, you could have decided to go walk on somewhere, but you like, I'm gonna go with this.
So, you know, coming into Ramsey just had got a team my first few years there. So they before I got there, we were 1-9, 2-8. My freshman year, we were 2-8. So the same thing, like my life lined up for Austin Peay and Ramsey. Like they're underdogs. No one wants to go there. No, like let's go create something special. And then they offered Benico, and we grew up together. So we had, man, it was just the coaches, the environment when I went down there. Like they were losing, but like their environment was just like how are they losing? You got me? So I just felt like that me, Benico, of course, in the class that we had in, because I met them on my visit, we just all made a pact right then, like, Coach, we coming out. We not coming to lose. We not coming to rustle. Like we was just like, Coach, we gonna do this, man. We all in. First off, we're gonna have to get rid of them Russell jerseys. We got because that just say 0-11 right there. That's what they say. But long story short, Austin Peay was 0-44 and 1-44, and it was just matched up with the story that I've been having my whole time. I told you that Ramsey, I bought into it, so. It was just, let's go change again. Let's go do something different.
And what were those early steps in actually changing the culture at Austin Peay when you got there?
Taking what I got from MDF and bringing it there, and what I got from Ramsey and bringing it there, and basically being who I say I am consistently. Okay. Because what consistency does is it either scare people or it runs them off, or they cling to it. Yeah. And if like I said, with me and Benico, we just stayed consistent in that class. We stayed consistent in our work ethic, because we had a few championship like players on that team. Like that coach staff did a good job. I think it was like 8 or 10 championship players, like high school championship players on that team. So we all had a winning mentality. So we just took that and our work ethic, and we just being consistent. Being consistent. And once you do that, man, people either going to leave or they're going to tag along. And most of our guys tagged along, and we just kept building on it.
Right. And so can you speak about, like, because, of course, success isn't built overnight, but as the years grew, obviously your game grew too. when you look back on what you were able to do, right? What were those like? What was those steps? Kind of like, okay, maybe the first year this was the record, then the second year we were able to do this. That third year, can you summarize that?
So when you do have success, it's hard for most people to look back at themselves and even in that success, see what they could have did better.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that I focus on each summer that I had, I focused on one thing to get better at, and I did that consistently,
right.
so that I can make myself better and make the people around me better. So I believe my first year, I was all man. Like I just worked nothing but man technique.
Right.
And I don't remember in between my other 2 years, but I know my last year I just worked speed. Like I was working speed work, getting in and out, speed, because I knew that was going to be a big part in college and at the next level. So that's I just continue to try to work on one thing and get great at that in the off season.
Right. Okay. And that's actually, like, I can see how that can just continue to add to that bag.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say something that stood out to me. I didn't know you was a grad student,
Mm-hmm.
At Austin Peay. And so when you reached those 4 years, why did you make the decision to stay for a fifth?
It was a lot that went into effect with that. With it being my last year, it was more of I know what Austin Peay has done for me in the past. And I really do think it comes down back to a loyalty aspect, because I know what the school has done for me in the past. I know exactly what they can provide as far as where I fit on the defense and at the next level, like how they'll use me compared to what they'll do in the next level. So I was really focused on trying to get to the league, but my mindset was more of what can I display at Austin Peay, or what can I do at Austin Peay that I'm not sure that I'll be able to do as far as coaching wise, how they would fit me in their scheme.
Okay.
Like at Austin Peay, I feel like I fitted so perfectly in that scheme that I had decided to stay. Okay. And the people, like I said, it's always about the people that was around me too. Like I felt like such a leader, you know what I'm saying? That I didn't want to leave them dry either. As far, but I don't feel like it was a wrong decision at all, because I feel like everything happened for a reason.
Okay.
And I believe in God, of course, but I believe that God wanted me to stay there, not only for myself, but for others, because we're here to serve others.
Right. And so, like, as part of that makes me think about, like, the coaching staff, right? They just went through a coaching staff change. Mm-hmm. And so any of the guys, because my cousin, I got a younger cousin that plays at Stanhope Elmore. Mm-hmm. His name is Deshaun Caffey. And actually, when they offered him, it made me think of you, because he's a smaller guy, you know what I'm saying, can play in the slot. You could do a lot with him.
Swiss Army knife.
Exactly. And so when they offered him, I was like, yeah, I know they like, smaller guys. Mm-hmm. And I think that you laid a good foundation for that at Austin Peay. And so how do you feel about any of the coaching changes that have taken place? I know I think the head coach went to UTEP and a few other pieces left. Were any of those people that recruited you, coached you?
Nah, everybody. I think throughout my years, I had 5 different coaching changes.
Wow.
Yeah. So like I said, it wasn't loyalty to a coach per se. It was loyalty to the Okay. I mean, even when I go back now, it still feel like home. Like everybody still greet me. I can get anywhere in the facility without a ticket or being questioned. And I just feel like it's just so much love there. But what was the question again? I don't want to get thrown out. I mean,
just if the staff that was there.
Oh yeah, no.
If any of them coached you or recruited you.
No, everybody there is gone. Okay. I believe it's one coach there, Coach Shug. Coach Shug coached the receivers when I was there in 2018, 2019, I believe. Okay. So I believe he's back there, because I did hit him up, tell him congratulations. Okay. But that's the only one I think is still there.
Now, during that grad year, though, you faced some injury. How? Because I know, man, we all athletes, and so when you face an injury, especially when you feel like you might be on the brink of something, that can have a detriment, mentally. And so, like, what was that moment? What was that time like for you, knowing like, okay, this is my last year eligibility. I got league aspirations. Talk to me.
Man, I'm telling you, it's that relationship with God, man. Because like I said, like, man, I just knew going into, because I had did so much to already prove myself going into that scene, my grad year. So I was like, man, all I gotta do is not get hurt, play ball like I've been doing, and I know we can get to the league, blah blah blah. But when you get hurt, it's just like, all right. So my first thing was, dang man, I know scouts. God, man, what's up, man? What's going on?
Right.
It was just like it's like this ain't your story. Like at the end of the day, I really like I keep coming back to this underdog thing, but I really feel like God was just like, this not your story.
Yeah.
Like I'm with you, and I need you to believe that I'm with you, but this ain't the way we're gonna go.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna continue to do what we've been doing and go different routes that other people did not go.
Right.
And just to show that it's not me, it's God. Like I think that's the main thing. Like I'm doing this for you, for my glory, so for God's glory. So I'm just the vessel that He's getting this through, and I believe that with all my heart. So that's why, like now, even when the XFL and UFL had merged, and I had got cut, where my whole team had got cut from the Guardians, I was just like, like this is what we used to.
Yeah.
So let's just continue to work.
Yeah.
Just continue to work, and opportunity. You just continue to work for your opportunity, because pressure buzz pipes make diamonds.
That's real.
Yeah, I mean, pressure's for the unprepared. So
that's real. Coach, shout out to Coach O.
So that's Coach O. You know what I'm.
Yeah. And so like, bro, when it's amazing that you reference that in your life too, because my thing was, so I walked on at Kentucky, right? And my thing was always scholarship, right? But then I would say I hit the portal my spring of 2023, so going into what would have been my last year as well. And that realization, it struck me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dog, your story is your story. No matter what, and the favorite saying I got is when you make plans, God laugh. You know what I'm saying? Because so like that's just something that I feel for you on that, man, and that definitely strikes me. You go into we're coming out of our last year, right? We've had that little that mental shake up, but we fall back on what we know on our foundation. What is that next step? It's like, okay, because even as accomplished as you are, right? We addressed that early in this show, bro. Like your size and everything else, it suggests like we don't know if he can play at this level. But your accomplishments speak otherwise, and you play for itself. What is draft preparation looking like as you exit Austin Peay, agent talk, just the whole spiel on that?
So going after my junior year, that's when I had my one of my most unbelievable seasons. But after that year, I was getting calls saying that I should leave early, saying my draft grade, and I'm not sure if it's true or not. That's just what I'm hearing. They was like my draft grade was somewhere 5th round, blah blah blah. So after all this takes place, because I ain't had no injuries, I was coming off a great year. So after all this takes place, we fast forward to after the season, and I get a guy by the name of Isaac Connor. That's my agent, and he was talking to me. He was on the phone with people, and they were saying that I was undrafted free agent or a late round pick. So draft preparation, it was always going to be the same. It was going to be hard work, getting ready to do what I'm supposed to do. Not leave it in nobody else's hands. So we get to the fast forward. We get to the combine, not the combine, but the pro day, and it's all at Tennessee. All the small schools are at Tennessee, and
this would have been March of 2022.
Nah, it's about 2022. Yeah, you're right. So it's April 2022, matter of fact. So we in the pro day. I start off good with the bench and the broad and all that, and then we get to the time stuff, and it's not at all what you expect, because they said I had ran a 4.7. And we know at my size and my stature, if the league sniffing 4.7, it's over with. So at that time, I was shook because I had heard it, and I was just like, the pro day not even over yet. But in my head, I'm like, man, like, there's no way, like that's not. But like,
were you in disbelief that that's what you actually ran, or what was the disbelief?
My disbelief was, I didn't think that it was a 4.7. Like I felt like it. And I was timed in when I had went to train and everything, and I never clocked anything under a 4.5. I mean never clocked anything over a 4.5. So it just stunned me. I was just like there's no way, blah blah blah. But I still shook it off and managed to continue through the pro day. And I talked to scouts. They said my drill work looked good, blah, blah, blah. But come the draft and all that, if we got to that yet? My
You good?
passport.
No,
I'm
you
good.
good. You
All right,
good.
but yeah, we got to the draft, man. I'm watching it. I'm looking at everybody else, not focusing on myself. I'm mad, tired, like man, dang, man, like I know. But then fast forward, we get a call. I believe the last day, the day after, I get 2 camp invites. Man, I was just pumped about that.
Okay.
But I was really more of, I don't care what they say, it's time. I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like they basically the same underdog that I took. I just took it everywhere I went and just fast forward. So.
And that's I remember now. For some reason, like while I was doing my thing, I only seen the Ravens, but you went to the Saints too.
Saints as well,
okay, and it's like I couldn't, but I knew from seeing it on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
I went with the Ravens.
And so, when you go to these rookie mini camps, which one did you go to first?
The Ravens. Right?
Okay, so when you go to Baltimore, right? Explain to me that process. How long were you up there? Got maybe some people you got to meet. Just everything about that.
I was up there 3 days. The process, man, is top tier, man. You know, cause that's your dream.
Yeah.
So when you in the process, man, most people don't enjoy it because they looking forward to it. Yeah. But I was enjoying every moment. You got me. Yeah. So even getting off the plane, having a car pick you up, it was just the whole experience was just a blessing, man. I'm thankful for it. I met Kevin Brown, who actually plays for the Edmonton Elks. Okay. Who actually I'm going to play for. So I met Kevin. I met a few great dudes, man, that just like they're unbelievable people too. So I was happy for them. They got picked up and everything, but it was a great experience. Even Kyle Hamilton, I met him. We was in the same DB group and all that type of stuff. So I'm happy for his success, happy for the team's success, man. And I'm just thankful for the experience. It was top tier. The food was great. Experience was great. I feel like I still could play at that level. That's why I'm still chasing that dream.
Yeah, for sure.
But I am happy for them, man, and I'm happy that I got the experiences as well.
What was the turnaround going to New Orleans?
I believe it was 1 week. Okay. So I got off, spent the rest of the week, stretched, did a few workouts, then I went back the next weekend.
And so what were some of the glaring differences between, Baltimore and New Orleans, maybe the organizations, the cities?
Baltimore I believe was real competitive. It was a real competitive environment. Yeah. Like just everything, like even from like it didn't matter, like, but it was both of them was based off special teams. It was because that's how you gonna get in there. Yeah. But man, in Baltimore it was real competitive, man. With in New Orleans, it was an indoor. In Baltimore, New Orleans heat, it was hot. Yeah. I think it was a lot more complaining and blah blah blah. But I mean, that's just human nature for people. But I was really just focused on trying to get on the team, man. That's really it there. But I feel like I was pressed more at the Saints than Baltimore because I knew I had the Saints, I guess. So I had more fun, and I feel like I wasn't as tense in Baltimore than at the Saints.
Right. So now, what would you say that, I guess, was there any enjoyment in anything outside of football, or was it just strictly business on those trips?
Yeah, that's all.
Strictly business?
We all business, man. We really I really didn't even want to go out. I really just trying to, like you said, like I enjoyed the moment, but I wasn't trying to get outside the moment either.
Okay. You get what I'm saying. All right. And so following that, right, that fall of 22, that summerish fall of 22, we're kind of doing, we're coaching. We're coaching right here at Shays Valley High School in Irondale, Alabama. Talk to me about that stint in time, bro, like where you're giving back,
We're going back to Otis, man, because I was in a dark time, of course, because you don't make the team. Then you come back here and everybody's like, "Wait a minute, what happened? What happened?" Blah blah blah. And just having to say, "I didn't make the team. I got cut," and like that's a big pride thing for me, and if anybody, honestly. For sure. So just having to deal with that, and it was a dark time. And I thought I had wanted to stop playing football, man. I think because I actually said it out my mouth, honestly, to Jacob Millhouse, man. He MDF as well. Yes, sir. But I told, shout out Millhouse. I told him, I was like, bro, I think I'm done. He looked at me dead in my face, like, all right, bro, everybody hearing that. Everybody hearing that. Right. But that time, man, Otis said, like you get depressed because you're thinking about self. And that really hit, like, that was so big. I was like, I was like, I'm really complaining. And like it's not even over yet, number one. But I'm really just all I'm doing is thinking about myself. All of me, I'm isolated. But man, I got around the YMCA with the kids, man, like 4-year-olds. They don't see none of you got. They don't see none of that. All they see, hey, Mr. Dale, hey, Mr. Like man, I love them kids, man. But that and coaching, like still being around your passion, it was kind of hard at first because everybody doesn't see the game how you see it. Everybody doesn't know what you're going through, so you're trying to put what's inside of you and them.
Yeah.
So you have to come to a realization like that's not like they probably don't even want to play football. Like they probably just doing this to stay out of trouble.
Right.
So come to that realization, man. But still being there to support them and still being there to coach them and love on them, because that's really all some of these kids need. Like just for somebody to really just be like, I love you, bro. Like I love you. Don't matter how you are. Like I love you. Like gangster, want to be a thug. Like I still love you. Like you ain't got to. You could be your complete self around me, and that's what I really just been enjoying. Like building a relationship with these kids, man. Because once you start focusing on yourself and you see how bad other people have it,
Right.
and that's what I really just focus on, just trying to get back. That's why I even started coming around MDF so much, man.
Right. And that bro, I would say especially early in my primitive years, I think that I so badly wish, you know what I'm saying? I don't live life with any regret, but I do think at times, like, man, if you would have had, if I would have had a Coach O in 7th, 8th grade, you know what I'm saying? Just somebody to give you that guidance, because a lot of our young people need that. And you see it, bro, when they get it, a lot of times they go far with it. And so that's a beautiful thing. I seen it. I seen you, you had your headset, your play sheet. Like, I seen, I was liking that. I seen it. I'm like, my dog, he really, out here doing it. And similarly, I kind of, when I got back home last spring of 23, like when I was in Portland, when I got back down here, I was still taking classes because I needed to graduate. And I had a class actually. I had one class that I couldn't take online, so every Tuesday I was driving back up to Kentucky just to take the class. You know what I'm saying? But I was in Portland, so. But I was able to, get around Fultondale out there with Coach Hanley. And so, like, those kids, bro, when you're talking to them, the ones that really want it, you can feel it. Like, it's radiating off them. Every word you say, bro, they taking it as law. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we definitely have a responsible position, you know what I'm saying, in leading and guiding those young kids. And so, we're at home, though, that fall 22, and we're coaching. But we get signed January 2023 with the Indoor Football League, the Frisco Fighters. Now, explain that experience, getting picked up by them, being out there in Texas, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Dallas, Texas, man. Frisco, Texas, but it's close to Dallas. That experience, man, like, the more I continue to think back, man, the more I'm glad that I did not go to the league immediately, because I'm really just experiencing so many different parts of life and so many different aspects of it, man. That experience, even just being alone as an adult in a different state, like without having to worry about school or any, like, just this is your job. Yeah, you're a professional. And that's my first job as a professional. And I took it that way.
Right.
Like, I took it like I was in the league. Like, I did everything that I would have did in the league, and I did there. And even I came with the same mindset that I did in college, man. I got to get better. We got to win. We got to get better. We got to do the things we need to do. I need to be myself. And, man, that experience was great, man. I met some great people up there, great coaches.
Okay.
Man, I loved Frisco, man.
You balled out, man. You earned, was it Rookie Defensive Player of the Year?
Rookie Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes, sir.
Yep, all that type.
And so, but subsequent to that, you got signed by the XFL Orlando Guardians. And so there was a gap out. You explained at the beginning with the merger having, being cut. But at the time I was looking, I'm like, I know he signed, but like, where, you know what I'm saying? And so, speak about that accomplishment. Even though we weren't really able to live it out, how did that feel? Because that's a step up,
So going into the IFL, people really, like, even though they had the merger, like, it's still hard to get out of the IFL. Okay. Like, it's hard to get out of anywhere and go up.
Right.
Like, it's no matter where you are, it's hard to get out of wherever, even in high school, going to college.
Yeah.
It's hard. So when the opportunity came and I got signed with the Guardians, man, it was just like it's possible.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to like. I get so many people hit me up from the IFL, like people that's under, like older than me, still like, bro, I'm happy for you. Like I see the way you attack the game. I see, like, you made it possible for us. Like you're making me still have hope.
Yeah.
And like that's big time too. Like, cause it's not a lot of hope. Cause you think you just playing and you think that you're gonna get that shot, but it may never come. But some people need the extra boost. Like I seen him. Like I seen him put in the work. I seen him do the stuff that he's supposed to do, and he got his chance. Man, I know I still can do it.
Yeah.
And that was big time for me, man.
Man, I actually, so last October, right, when I'm still kind of on my journey, I had some D2s that offered, but for where I was, just age wise, like walking on and like the financial side of things, it started to play a role. And so I had to forego some of those opportunities, but I'm still chasing football at the time. And so October, there was an XFL tryout in Celebration, Florida. One of my dudes, Fred Flavors, he put me onto it. I went down there. It was a cool experience. Just being around dudes that's still on that journey. Being in Florida, it was a beautiful location. And so I know the XFL is definitely, I'm sure this merger, I'm sure it'll be something successful for dudes in similar situations. But so, unfortunately, the XFL opportunity, even though we got signed, it wasn't able to come into fruition. But, right, we did just get another opportunity. And so, talk to me about that, right? Your season in the IFL, it ended in June or July?
Yep, July. End of July going into August.
Okay. Yep. And so, just in between then and now, right, what has life looked like for you? And how did this CFL opportunity kind of come knocking at your doorstep?
We keep saying it, but man. All right, so of course, like I said in the beginning, pressure for the unprepared. That's oldest itself. Like, so even during that time, I was still training, even though that they said because there was rumors and stuff about the league merging and them getting rid of teams, and even in the rumors, we weren't a team that was on the list.
Okay.
So even with that, like I still, of course, was just working out, training, doing everything I needed to do, but word of mouth, like who you are. Who your character and how you display yourself and how you are each and every day will go a long way with people.
Right.
So the story is Coach Chris Jones, the head coach at Edmonton, him and Otis knew each other.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. But he said who's the best guy in Birmingham you got walking the streets.
Wow.
And he threw my name out there. And I guess they did some research and
saw what they like what they saw,
and that's how the opportunity comes. So just be who you say you are all the time, man. Okay. You got to consistently be. Your character has to be the same with everybody.
Right. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm kind of unfamiliar with how the CFL works. I do believe there are some like variations in the rules and things like that. And so how does that play a role in your preparation?
So right now, I've been watching games.
Okay.
Yeah, been watching games, but it's really, and this is why I continue to say God does everything for a reason. I really don't have any preparation as far as the switch of games because I played in Frisco. Okay. So with me playing in Frisco, the receivers get a head start for team. Well, not a head start, but just a running start. So they have to start a few yards behind, and the line of scrimmage right there. They can start 10 yards back and run to the line. So I did that in Frisco. So it's the same with the CFL. So it's the same type of structure. So it's just a bigger field. So that's really the biggest adjustment. It's 3 downs instead of 4. Still got 10 yards. But that experience in Frisco helped me to get to where I am now and be better prepared for what I'm going to see in the CFL.
Right.
So,
man, and I think that really brings us to the present day. You got a session with Coach O today? Okay, here at 3:30. 3:30? Okay. I said, because like I said, I got so many people that I done had on the show. Reference Coach O, when he get up here and be like, hey, man, you be okay, right? So the people, you know,
they got to see who this is.
The infamous Coach O, especially in the heat of
environment.
things. Yeah. So I said, when he get up here, I'm gonna talk to him. But bro, we at the Motorsport Show, bro, we wish you the best of luck, man. We know that you're going to keep grinding, bro. Edmonton, the whole show I've been saying Edmonton. So, Edmonton Elks. When do you leave to go up there?
In May.
May.
Beginning of May.
All right. And so, what, I mean, like, do you have your agent take care of your apartment and stuff like that?
So Tiny, Kyron Moore, me and him went to Austin Peay together. So I've kind of already been getting all that situated. So everything should be good by the time I get there.
For sure. Well, man, like I said, we appreciate you for coming on, bro. I'm gonna continue. You know, I think if you ain't pick up anything, I'll be watching you, bro. Like,
I can see that.
So continue to look out for you, bro, and we know you got it, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me. I appreciate the environment and even the conversation. Like, it don't even feel like we on camera. It just feels like a legitimate conversation, man. I appreciate that.
And I know we can continue to extend it, but like that's what I created this for, bro. Like, I wanted to be, especially dudes like ourselves who, like, you took the road less traveled. Like, it's a hard journey. That is hard to wake up every day and keep doing it and not see no results, or at least the results that you want.
Yeah.
And so that's what this is, a safe space for dudes like yourself, like myself, to come on and give that advice and get that information back to dudes that might be on that same journey. Be the mail house to Kordell Jackson.
Definitely. I'm gonna leave y'all with something though. Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I'm God, and that's really it's been a big one for me right now.
Yes, sir.
And so all I've been doing is being still, continue to do the things that I've been doing, but just this is a faith season.
Yes, sir.
So we doing the work.
Yes, sir.
Like Oda said, we doing the work. It's the faith part now.
That's right.
So your faith got to match your work, and your work got to match your faith. So
that's right, bro. Just like that, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I think this is a great episode. I think, you know, if you're out there watching, you're gonna be able to pull a lot from this to apply, not just to football, but life in general. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, brother.
All right, bro.